The growth is always in that discomfort zone. It always is. There's no growth in the comfort zone. Comfort comes from what you already know. And transformation comes from facing the unknown, walking into the unknown. It entails creating something completely new, a new way of being, going into uncharted territory, right? Imagine how the caterpillar feels looking at the butterfly. A butterfly should feel a little freaked out looking at, a caterpillar, should feel a little freaked out looking at a butterfly and thinking, I can go there. I can do that. I mean, really, it's pretty audacious, right? It's very audacious. That's a big shift from a furry little multi-legged, gravity-bound walker to a beautiful, expansive, light, two-winged flyer. And there's just like almost nothing in common there except the soul of the being that makes that transformation. But the truth is, it's a big transformation for that caterpillar, and it's not at the same time. Here's why. Because the butterfly is already inside the caterpillar. It's already in the caterpillar waiting to come out. So it's natural to feel a little scared to move into the next version of yourself. That's natural, that's normal and fine. It just helps to remember, though, that your next state of evolution is already in you, waiting to be expressed, just like that butterfly is inside of the caterpillar. It wants to be expressed. Caterpillars instinctually make cocoons and go into their next stage of evolution. Now, if they were human, they might not be so quick to do that. They might say, that flying stuff looks a little scary. I think I'll stay right here. Or they might say, that flying stuff looks awesome. But that cocoon thing, that looks really claustrophobic. I'm not having any part of that. Now, which one of those did you relate to? It's interesting because fear of the flying part is lower chakra dominant. The air, the up makes you scared. And fear of the cocoon or the being captured and committed and having to be closed in is upper chakra dominant fear, right? Because you want to be free and open. So it's just one little aside I wanted to make. So if you noticed which one of those sides felt more scary to you or didn't appeal to you, just take note of that. And again, the split type, and we'll go over this some more, because if you actually heard my first playback, you know a little what I'm talking about. We'll be going into this over and over and over again, the 3 different chakra types. So I'm going to tease you with it a little in the beginning. Whenever I come along, some examples of it. If you're a split type, you might have been uncomfortable with both and a little comfortable with both. Okay? Splits are always a little bit complicated. Okay. That's what we humans would probably do if we were caterpillars, right? We'd probably take one of those 2 sides. Caterpillars are lucky, though, because they're programmed to evolve. And on some level, so are we. The only problem is we have this thing called free will. We get to choose to step into our evolution or back away from it. And sometimes backing away seems a lot more appealing than stepping in. I know it does for me sometimes, right? But imagine, what if the caterpillar could back away from becoming a butterfly? It might feel okay to the caterpillar to just keep gnawing on leaves and crawling around, doing the same old, but its little caterpillar soul is made to fly. There's a butterfly in there. That caterpillar soul is a soul that's made to fly. They're designed to fly. And on some level, it would keep longing to fly. So good for you for stepping up to fly. You've answered your soul's calling. Now it's time to step into the process. Every moment requires a new decision to stay committed to the path of your personal evolution. Old habits are always trying to seduce us. They're trying to convince us that we are our past. But our past is just that. It's past. So feel yourself now as that little caterpillar and make a deep commitment to fly, to being your butterfly. Because we have free will, it takes commitment for us. It isn't something that just happens instinctually, although there are parts of us that are drawn to it instinctually. But it doesn't just happen instinctually. We need to step up in courage and power. And when I say step up in courage, it doesn't mean you're not frightened, right? To be not frightened means to not be courageous. Do you understand why? Because the idea of being courageous means there has to be something to be afraid of. If there weren't anything that we were afraid of, then we wouldn't be exercising courage. So actually having fear is not the sign of not being courageous. It's actually the sign of being courageous when you have fear and you take the action anyway. Isn't that cool? One day, that flipped for me, and that became very clear for me. I always thought, I'm not courageous because I'm afraid. And then one day I realized that I was acting despite my fear. I was letting the butterfly in me lead me to my highest calling. And as I did that, I was trembling sometimes when I would step forward to make certain decisions and to take certain actions. And it hit me that this is courage. Being afraid and doing it anyway, that's courage. So I invite you to be very courageous and to continue on this process. And if any fear comes up, know that you are supported and held in a space. Know that it looks right and normal for any kind of process of transformation.